is I'm going to go first of all, I'm going to finish off the WordPerfect 7 with the printer. Basically, if there's a couple things to also know about WordPerfect printing. Why is it all black? There it is. Alright. So, the first thing you know about WordPerfect printing is that there's settings in a couple places. It could be when you set your thing up. Yeah, I need this to work. Okay, let's go down. It could be that when you set your printer up during the install, that it ends up creating a WPRC file, and in here these .prs files, these are actually print drivers. Okay. If the regular user is having problems getting the printer to work for them, especially in 7, or the you could also put these files actually in both any of the users .wbc directories, but you could also put it into opt and 7 shared libraries. Let's see who owns all this stuff anyway. Root. So I don't know if I ever got this stuff here, but skip the default. Okay, so now when I go into WordPerfect 7, which I have an install of, as a regular user, it should already be set up. If I want to do the WordPerfect Program Manager, the Print Manager, to see what's going on. And this one, since I have 4 installs of literally 4 installs of Corel WordPerfect here, I have it labeled by the version. Now, if I want to edit this, associated with the Canon printer that I have. Okay, now what if it just works, I guess. If it was already set up in the initial thing, you can copy it from root into the shared libraries. But I think let's see what it says when I go in here. These are all the print driver files that I have. They're actually available. I'm pretty sure I'm not sure which file I'm actually using of the two. And I could associate that with, say, I could change the name of this thing. There's the this will take trial and error. Some cases here. And there was another way you could do this. You could have it, you can create a WordPerfect app, but I'm not so sure whether so pass through HP, pass through PostScript. Let's do that. Let's see if each one of these XWP7 works. I don't want to be dorking around with it too much. In fact, I'll open up something a little more complicated to see whether it's worth a hill of beans or not. Let's do this. WordPerfect. I'm going to import that. Okay, let's go file. Let's print. Zip. First, take the Canon. Then I'll select the HP. Let's see how those go. The HP came out okay, but the Corel, this Canon, which has never given me a problem, was giving me a problem. So you're really working with two drivers here. I'm going to get out of this, go back to the program manager and deal with the this here. Let's update. Can we delete this Canon? And I'm going to add it's strange about it. The view doesn't do anything. The quick finder, if you put star.prs, and then it finds a bunch of stuff. And I think I'm going to use this 3SI. And why this is now not work. Oh, because I'm not in admin mode. You have to do admin. You can do a, if you want, you can just use, actually, you know, I'm going to pass through PostScript. Let's see, hold on. Delete that. Okay, let's add, you pass through PostScript. To set it up, we do destination. I'm going to create a WordPerfect app, and then you create destination, call it defaults. I just probably, well, this Linux does system default. And use a custom spool command. It's LP minus D canon. I'm going to call this canon. Save it. And select that app, go with Canon. Say OK. And OK. File. Exit and let's see what this does now. Yeah, problem is, I think it's this shared one that's, now that should have created a PostScript file and then used LP minus D to send it there. And it's coming out good, so that's really what you want to do if you can't find a suitable driver, or you have a mismatch, because basically there are two driver instances going on when you do this stuff. Alright, so it's done. That's it for WordPerfect 7. That's the hardest, really the hardest one to do. The second most difficult one to do is the personal download edition. WordPerfect 8 came out. The deal is that Corel put up a somewhat stripped down version of WordPerfect. It just had WordPerfect, and you can evaluate it for 30 days, and if you put in a license key in, it would activate it. Towards the end, Corel just put a license key up for everybody to use. There's one up at Rick Moon's place. As with WordPerfect 7, you need the shared libraries, you need the true type fonts, you need the symlink, you need the LD config. Now the way that basically it's supposed to work is you download the file. Of course, it was misnamed when they first made it, so it's got to be renamed to lowercase from uppercase, and a little .tar put before the Gazette portion of it. Then you gotta do a bunch of tarxdf commands. So there's a zip file, and within the zip file, there are more zip files, and you're gonna zip those. And once everything's unzipped, a bunch of directories will be created, but those will disappear if the install fails, and you gotta unzip everything again. Kind of a pain in the butt. Meanwhile, the installer also doesn't work, and it also has the same problem with the compression, so I had to make my own. And on these ones, except for the last one that I'm going to do, that I'll probably end up modifying because I already have it installed, I have it so I could disable the downloading and installing of the shared libraries, TrueType fonts, and creation of the symlink, and installing the fonts and configuring the system to use the i486 libraries, at least in this. And again, this is OpenSUSE 42.3. I haven't updated it to Leap yet, but it just came out. Basically, what I do is I extract all the files in a subdirectory, and then I patch the installer. So I made a patch. What a patch is basically you start out with a document that doesn't work, and you turn it into something that works. And what patching does, it basically identifies all the changes you made between what it was to start with and what it ended up. And the way to make a patch is just by running diff minus capital N AUR, name of the original file, and then the name of the new file that you've made. Usually you just rename the original file .rig, whatever it was, .rig, and then you go ahead and redirect the output to a text file and call it whatever you want. Then when you go to install it, there's a command called patch. With the little alligator pointing towards the file itself, and expects that there's a patch file basically already has the name of the file you were dealing with, and then what it turned into. Then after I install the patch, this is what this script does. At the end, the install fails, and one thing it does is it has one of these. Basically, the WordPerfect executable is split up into like 5 or 6 parts, and you basically have to concatenate them together. And then once concatenated, you have to decompress it with the WordPerfect decom utility that comes with it, and then you just tell the utility where to put it, and then after that, you're done. I also made a custom shell scripts to go into the user binary directory and custom desktop icons. So, to prepare for this, it's described out there how this stuff goes. I guess I could just let it roll and you can kind of watch what happens. To get ready, though, first thing I'm going to do is I'm calling this WordPerfect 8D. I'm just going to rename this -1. That's where the directory is, and I'm going to the root directory where I no longer have the download edition parked there. And I'm going to get rid of this, one of these, there's the 8D icon, get rid of that. Gone to the trash. Okay, so as root, you have to do this. Again, I have variables set because I've already done the share libraries, the TrueType fonts, the symbolic links, and the LD config. Alrighty then, so let's run this sucker. This is WP8. Install. Okay, so I'm just going to type yes to confirm that I do have this thing configured, and I'm not going to be redoing the shared libraries and the fonts and all the other stuff. Alright, so then it goes about downloading, creates a directory, downloads this thing, unzips it, puts everything, so now we got everything we need. There's the patch. I think it's already patched that file to be, for the changes that I made to it, and now it says start the GUI installer. Okay. So I'll go ahead and let that happen. And there's some custom thing I'm using. Actually, I'm not using the run me script. I'm actually using the WP install.wp file that's in shared. It'll fail, and it'll fail pretty miserably if you use the run me script. So I just use this. Accept the license agreement. And one thing about this, since I've set the installation target is opt-wp8d in the script, I'm going to want to do the same thing here, otherwise the xwp binary won't make it to where it needs to go. And this, pick GUI only, full install, skip the pattern directory, the magic file, stick with English because that's all we really got. And then in this stage, this may be a waste of time, but I am going to set up a pass through PostScript printer. And tricky as it is, you actually have to have it black and click select, otherwise the next thing won't happen. Then you go OK, and actually that didn't do right. There's a bug in this, and it's not mine. Let's go here, pass through PostScript. Gonna select it. Then I go OK. Then it wants me to assign it to my printer, and in this version, unlike 7, you're actually pretty safe. I probably could do the custom thing. I'll just go ahead and associate with that. I'll go ahead, yeah, I'll take the CD icon, why not? And then, okay, so towards the end it's going to segfault, but it doesn't matter. And it's going to say it can't find the XWP file, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to take care of that. So as soon as I hit done, what I end up doing is actually, what did I do? Oh, right. I took the 5 parts of the XWP file, which was named, I concatenated them all together. It was, what the hell was it originally named? MWP something or other. Let's see if I could look in my here. Yeah, these NWPAA, NWPAB. They're all, see, all the same size. These were all I have to do is, I'll delete this thing. I'll show you how it works in case you need to do this manually yourself. So the only thing that doesn't, okay, so in this, let's just go back just to review. With WordPerfect 7, I had for every one of the files that were compressed by WordPerfect, I had to, one by one. The script took care of it for me. I did one by one have to decompress the binary. So in this case, everything made it to where it needed to go except for the XWP binary. And that's for some reason because these files didn't combine into one. So I am going to first have to be root, of course, to be able to access root subdirectory, and then I'm going to go to root, squiggly means home, CWP8, and yeah, that probably takes care of it. Right. I'm going to go into the bin directory. Okay, there I am. Got it. Alright, so we're going to concatenate these together, and it's MWP, sorry, MWP. I don't want caps M because the caps matter. It's supposed to come out as, I think, what did I do here? Just MWP star. Redirect the output to MWP. Now, how do I know it's going to be in order? It has to do with the way it's named. don't have a jumbled mess of a binary where the tops at the bottom, it comes out right. Trust me, it does. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, you gotta trust me. Okay. Then what I did is I did basically this decompressor as I'd done before, and I had to use the wrapper. And in this case, actually, I don't think I exported the package path, and it seemed to work. So let's do that. lib. Now my installer already did this stuff. In fact, I can go look in but if you miss that, you don't want to watch the whole damn thing, because it's on for 2 hours. This is one. Why am I hitting the tab for that? Important thing. You have to decompress the executables in the CD come compressed, and so you have to use their proprietary tool to do that. And for it to work right, it needs this magic incantation, and you have the shared libraries installed first. And it goes without saying the shared libraries and true type fonts had to be installed first before you attempt to install WordPerfect at all. Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna actually put it here because I already got a copy. But we'll see that it, like magic, I feel like a salesman. XWP. But no, I need to first pick the one I'm going to do. MWP. Root and then the destination. Root. WP8. Download. I'm just doing this so you can see what the hell I'm doing. Most people, there's instructions out there for unzipping the base download edition file. You have to rename it, put tar in there, and put everything in lowercase except for the numbers. So it's not. It starts out as googoo.gz. You have to just put that in lowercase. Make it tar gz, all lowercase, and then you just tar xvf for eternity, and you know, the big one, you have to undo the big one, you know, then the small ones come out of that, and then a bunch of folders will be created, and then if you run the installer, everything will, if you've patched the install script, which basically, if you just get my patch. I'll probably put a link to the patch because it's the same patch that's used for the CD edition. You just basically add some additional lines to the installer script that causes this wrapper to come up before a few of the utilities that are used in the installation process are actually used. And then, okay, now we're just going to bin XWP, and we'll see error loading shared libraries. And that's because I didn't pick the decompressor first, which is actually, how's that stored? And Linux INS. Okay, so that's actually incomplete. That's not the whole thing. That's actually not the whole thing. Can you believe that? This is what I actually did, and now the XWP will magically appear at the bottom, and it'll look like a binary that's executable. Alright, so then after that, basically make a shell script with a wrapper that causes the program to come up with this magic incantation around it, except for the WP-DCOM is not necessary. WP-DCOM requires you pick a file that you're going to get, and it also requires that you tell the file where to go. So that's why it's so damn long. I made a couple shell scripts. I put them in bin sh, and also makes a desktop icon, which by now should probably be, there it is down here. So I'm just showing that stuff because I am. What does it say? Okay. Now it's saying that there's no such thing as WPFI, so I have a bug in my own shit. Huh? So you have to do the XWPFI, which go back. Or you don't. Let's see if there's a font installer that's sitting around here. Right, that's from before, okay. No. So it doesn't even have a font installer. It's a cheap program. Cost you $0. Alright. So that I don't even need in there. Right. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of that. Pressing key to continue, then it puts the icon, then this starts the print manager in admin mode. Here's all the different choices you have. That comes with a lot of print drivers, and I'll just go ahead and take the pass through PostScript and set up destination, create a thing with create, and we're going to destination, call it kind of default, so I just know this is actually no, it's not the default printer. It's, okay, so LP minus D Canon file save. Give with me. And the same files work for various different versions of WordPerfect. Can default, okay. Well, exit. Now that's for everybody. XWP8D. And print. Can default. And we're gonna hear that come out pretty soon. And just to be sure that this is not horrible, let's import it. Decent. I think that's probably the best solution for printing with the customer. I don't think that exists in WordPerfect 7. And yeah, it's printing the way it should. Alright, so now what's strange about this is that it's supposed to ask for the license key, and I'm betting you that if I did something to my WPRC directory here, speed up, what the hell is that? I bet you there's the license right there. So it's been in there because as a part of being root. Now let's look for the AD icon that would have. And I got two. Let's see, what's this guy here? I think it should be down here. Usually, yeah, there it is. Let's see if we got any trouble printing as a user. Don't think so. We're done. So once you got the thing set up, it's pretty easy to set up once it's set up. And probably as the regular user, I also have the same kind of settings. The first times you start using it, you may have to copy over print driver settings from one user to the other in that little WPRC. And this symbol here is a different size in the share object or whatever. Doesn't seem to make a difference. I'm not going to consider relinking because I don't have the source code. I'm not compiling today. So we're done with 8.1 now. No, sorry, 8, the download version. And now let's do WordPerfect 8. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't have like a billion the same installs. Right, so I don't really need this other one. Alright, so now we got WordPerfect just 8, the CD that you buy from that comes in the box set when you buy the box. I made a script for that. And that one, here's the CD. The installer works fairly well. It still needed to be patched in the same manner. It doesn't segfault out. It actually goes pretty smoothly. Let me check, see what I've got here. So the script I made for this will mount the CD. Has the same protections for shared libraries and all that other stuff. You got to run as root. Well, let's take a look at what it actually does. It does a lot less, so this I'm not going to bother with because I want to actually mount it on the system level and not just the user level. Let's go here. Yeah, it's quick to do an install. This install will go fairly quick too. Right. Okay, now where do you get this? You buy it. This is the copy you buy, and it has some extra stuff like WordPaint, and there's another CD with a bunch of like clipboard images, photos, and textures and stuff like that that I haven't bothered to try to work with. But in this case, you just plonk it somewhere. Doesn't even say where to put it. I'd have to look in the. God forbid we read the manual. Alright, so what are we doing here? So we got that symbolic problem. Now, good news is though, since I have the box set, I could probably just replace the XWP with the one that comes on the CD because the installer works here. Yeah. So let's see, WordPerfect install. Make sure that nothing's there. I'm going to go opt. And there's my old one. Let's call it old. And you can tell I have 8.1 in there too, but we'll get to that. Alright, so let's just do this. WordPerfect 8 install. So I didn't even mount the CD myself. Okay, so I'm gonna say yes because I'm not gonna do the shared libraries and all that other stuff. I've got the text file configured to not do that, and I'm verifying the fact that I've taken the time to think about this text file and the settings the way that I like them. But that's just, it comes with these scripts actually. Alright, so insert the Corel WordPerfect for Linux personal CD into the drive, press enter. Okay, so enter it, mounts the CD, copies the contents into root. Once mounted. In fact, let's just go and there's the, I'm calling personal. It's going to start populating this stuff here. The second time you do it, it's a lot quicker. It's weird. Alright, and once it is done copying all this stuff, now what happened already is I download a patch that I have up at Google Drive. I patched the install WordPerfect script. I patched the copy that's in shared because for some reason the script likes to copy the copy that's in shared and put it back. It gets redundant, so I just take care of it all at once. And now after I press enter, the GUI installer will start. Wow. And then I accept the license, and I can decide what directory I'm going to put it in. And since I know I have the script, it's going to go into opt WP8. That's the one I'm going to choose. Opt means optional. Skip pattern directory, and now it wants to know my registration number so I can use WordPaint, even though no one ever uses WordPaint. Now I probably could use the same registration. And I'm really you don't need to put the dash in there. I was really wondering. And I can probably skip it because I probably got a registration thing inside my home directory thing, the WP thing. And I'm just going to go with English. Now that I would have been able to do more than just one because I have got the CD. That means this is like Kraft Macaroni and Cheese Deluxe. Okay. Pass through PostScript, select it. And then I'm going to assign that, whatever. Go for it. Just give me the old Netscape installer. I want that. I'm going to we're going to demo the old Netscape in action here. And we're going to watch down here, see if anything seg faults out. And it doesn't. Oh, it does. Well then. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. So, press any... Yes, I did not get rid of the font. You know, I'm going to do this one over again because it's so quick. Okay, where's my... I have to edit that. Now, so I guess it's only in version 8.1 that has that. I'm gonna look in opt. Hold on a second here. XWPFI. Still, it's target. What is it? Oh. But it doesn't have WPFI, does it? Right, and that, okay, that's the difference. It's the fact that let's Control C out of there. Let's do this over again. All right, let's go into it was number parable, but I just don't want to mess with it. It's just so easy. All right. Now, I still have a disk that's mounted. Okay. I don't know. It'll probably just barf at me if it won't fail, but gosh, it's up arrow. So it's already copied everything. And patched everything. And I did get rid of that, didn't I? No pattern directory registry. This damn thing. Also, it's funny to note that all of the registration numbers start with LW8XR. They probably don't have an algorithm. I'm starting to think that it's just and there goes farm installer type 1, and they're just there. They're just there. And I'll exit that. And oh, wow, got all these printer drivers. Well then, we have Canon printer drivers and Compact. These are all old though. But you pick nothing really, because I'm just going to use systems printer drivers. But if I had to pick something, which is kind of the way you're in I'm just going to see who's Canon. We're just going to barf at me, man. I gotta pick the fonts. What the hell's going on here? Maybe I'll just cancel. Alright, fonts install. Pressing key to continue makes the icon, which now I probably have like 6. These damn things. No, it's still there. So we got 8.1, 7, 8, 8D, in which at the end I will. Now it's going to be the print manager, file, let's see, print, create, edit. And we're in edit mode, and pass through PostScript. And we're going to set it up. Destination, create an app, file, create destination. Canon, this is a different installation of WordPerfect than the free version. I can make more of these if I want to, but I'm lazy. LP minus D. Canon. Let's save that sucker. Yeah, I'll keep it. Exit. Okay. Associate. Go. File. Exit. XWP, just the 8. And we're going to open. I may have messed up just in. Just make sure this doesn't look like complete crap. We're done with the CD edition, except for now maybe my script unmounted this sucker, and it did. Alright, now you do 8.1. Hey, what 8.1 is a bit unique because it only came with Corel's Open Linux. I did not unmount that, but it's already got a CD. I need a password to take my CD out, do I? No. Let's check this print out. You say, well, that's all swell. Let's see you do some graphics. Leone. No, that's what I'm hiding from you. Alright, so let's do now 8.1 is a little different because you don't have the problem with the compression on the binaries, but the other 3 are riddled with. But you have to be the owner, the proud owner of Corel's Linux, and so I want to say where do you get this stuff? start out with. Where you get it from is the box set, but once you have the Corel box set, if you happen to have it, or the CD with Corel Linux 2000 on it, that's the mystery. No. I'm going to mount a CD image here. Why is he using K3B? Get out of the way. Okay. Open with acetone, so. And I think this one. Do I have? No. And because I'm freaking root here doing this. Actually, I'm not going to delete the images today. Alright, so I have to actually, since this is the, basically KDE gives you like a interface as root, so I have to do it this way as a regular user. Show you where you get this stuff. That's why I tuned it. Okay. Right. Unmount that. And I clicked on the wrong one. It's the Corel, that thing. Alright, so here it is. If you're able to stick the CD in the drive, you'd see this. It's under disks. Corel Linux 1/1 under Corel binary 3.6, and down here what's the name of the thing called? WP full. That right there. Let's read find it. I've already copied this sucker at some point, so I'm not gonna unmount that. So you got it here. Basically, what you have to do, there's a trick that Paul Stone pointed out on his site. There's an unarchive command that is not used all that often, but it will basically split a Debian file into parts. Parts is parts. So you have to use the command called AR with the XV option against this war. So I'm going to, and I'll just do this as, I'll do this regular user. AR XV, whatever that means, WP full. Creates 3 files, and what you're concerned with is the control targ zip file. And I'm going to relook at my 8.1 scripts. One of the first ones I made, so I had no safety measures in place for, like, if I already have the shared libraries installed and stuff. Basically, at the beginning here, it downloads and installs the shared libraries. It changes this data tarka zip to this name here. And it puts it in a directory. Called WP that you end up making. In fact, what I'm going to do, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I wonder if I can borrow some. I might update this. I'm going to update this code. this. Now this, it just means an install target basically. I'm just going to copy all this crap. No CD to insert. And this variable here, this $sign is, I set the variable. So it's going to make a directory called wp8/personal. I actually probably have the same, yeah, I do have the same code here. So, still in the directory. Okay, so this stuff actually conditional if-thens, and we're doing what? Shared libraries type ld config and symlink. Basically from here to there. Now, one thing I don't remember. Okay, I just made a simple link and I did ld config. Then I unarchive it, rename it, and I put it into make. I already made that directory, so let me just. And this already comes with an XWP shell script, so I ended up setting out and making it more suitable for my uses. And then this has the WPFI at the end there. The other one doesn't have. Then it goes and gets the icon. It makes the desktop entry. And the only thing it's not doing is creating this thing. And I got the improved bunch of code here. But I want to make sure about this is going to be 8.1. Don't want to close them without it. This one goes pretty fast. So basically, after this zip file gets unzipped, they end up getting manually placed. Basically in the same places that it would go anyway. No, the zip file. This I'm not going to bother telling their fonts are installed because they're there. At the end, let's see that printer. Ooh. Right, do I need to mount anything? I think that's it. I think we've got the best features of everything here. I'll just give it a run. So I'm going to go look at, first of all, this is not the root folder. This is the root folder. This is 8.1, which I've ended up calling it what in this fucking thing. Almost forgot. I'm working with 8.1. Ooh. Now there's the data target zip file, and this is where stuff's supposed to go. I took the liberty of, now they put all the stuff in the library directory, which is goofy. I took the liberty of putting that in opt WP81. Oh no! Duh, I want to see what directory is going to show up there. Can be called this WP81. Okay, root. And this one gets fancy because it'll start the program at the end. It's going to download into the root directory. God damn, what the hell am I missing? Stop this thing. Did I not make the directory? I didn't do that earlier. It didn't matter. How big is this damn thing? Here it goes. That's the longest, and then it's fucking quick. Now there's something weird going on. Oh, I have to go in XIP PM. Did I not go in as admin? Different strings too. goes. Alright, man. Gnarly. If you want to see some graphics come out, let's do that. You know. I want to do that. Let's see. What the hell? Draft copy. See if our printer can handle that. I'm afraid it does. Some bad news. Alright, so that's it, pretty much. Maybe I'll make these scripts available. I'll probably have to... Oh, I should talk a little bit about... with Google Drive, there's one thing. It's not really clear how to get. You can't just get something from Google Drive. I was able to just through trial and error and a lot of patience figure out how to get something downloaded from Google Drive. Basically, if you have a link you've shared, usually the link you shared, it says, so basically, if you've got all this stuff in here, you see question mark after the google.com / you see question mark export equals downloads, and then and then you have the ID for the thing. Corel will download it. Alright, so the trick with Corel 8.1 is, of course, you have to be able to get your hands on the CD. 8.1 will probably remain working for quite some time because it doesn't have that binary compression that the other 3 versions have. Frankly, it looks a little more polished. Printing is there's an admin switch for the XWPP-MGR program that no one's really talked about in any of the documentation that's out there, and that's important to be able to get your printer to work. If you XWP admin, it won't get there. In fact, there's still going to be some problems with this program because, as far as I can tell, let's just which one's 8.1? This. Hopefully, I don't have 2. Okay, good. I deleted it. Well, that doesn't activate it as admin, but going into preference here, I've never clicked on that and seen that has actually worked. I don't know what the hell a summary is. Environment, not sure about that. There also was something I was really curious about. I'm going to go into one more thing because I'll just be on here forever. On one of Rick Mullen's guides, he says that for version 7 you have the option of basically having it look like it was DOS, the way it was in DOS in the old days. With just using the WP command, I haven't found that there's actually a WP executable in the whole bunch. I even tried renaming the XWP as WP to get it to work. I don't know if there's a special switch. That is kind of interesting. Because WordPerfect 8 there even said that you had the option of installing the non-graphical stuff, and I think that may have something to do with something. Next thing I was going to go into is there's other ways to get WordPerfect to run in Linux, and there's somewhat of a program called FreeDOS that exists out there. I happen to have full DOS in here, so it's just kind of cheating. Basically, if you have a program that'll work and run in Linux, then might as well say it's for Linux. So WordPerfect for DOS 5.1 will probably run better in Linux than run in Windows 10. So you might as well call it now WordPerfect for Linux. We'll expropriate that. Now 6.0 crashes, but I think this is the directory, yeah. And that goes by pretty quick. I do have mouse integration, but man, these days, I wish, what was the command for printing in this old stuff? I mean, this is a long time ago. How the hell do you print? Not from... No, we got a bunch of crap to deal with here. maybe if I can't do it. Yeah, it's probably over here. What is print? Let's see, what is this thing? Shift F7. Printer not selected. Let's initialize the printer. Action required in printer control. What the fuck? No. Alright, so now I'm going to want to figure out how to get out of this thing. Figure out how to... What is this? F7, get you out of here. Oh, God. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Print, cancel the print job. Okay, so how do you get WordPerfect 51 to print? Gosh darn it. WordPerfect Bible. Well, what? Maybe these Ubuntu people might figure this shit out. Now, DOSBox does not emulate. I bet you gotta, let's look around in here. Fix the BIOS. Ooh. Now a fancy switch. Ooh. These damn things worked. It just has to have a printer in this fucking thing. Yeah. hell's LP? Now, where the hell is that? I have a freaking... I freaking really okay. Let's go here to DOCMU conf. As usual, it's text file and it's... I haven't developed this in a long time. I think this is LP minus D. And I can just do it that way. What the hell? Did I even have an LPR here? I think it's LP minus D. You have to restart this thing. F7, get me out of here. Yeah, I get this. Valid file name. Actually, you know what? Get me the fuck out of here. Oh, this thing's gonna crash when it tries to print. see, that's working. File name, what the fuck is that? Where's the... I don't get how you get to this menu item stuff. Shift F1. To display. 4 menu options. Eight. Yes. Hell, man. Layout, the fuck? It could be that but actually if those print, that's good news. Oh yeah. The hell? Edit your DOSing URC. LPR minus P in the name of the fucking thing. That's what it is. But then why was it working on the other one? All right. What's this? 8. yes. Try again. Come on. Use the other disk option to specify a directory for the printer files. Won't fucking print. Using fucking VMware. Crash your Macintosh computer. Come on, man. Oh. Alright, where the fuck did he go, man? Shift F1. Location of printer files. All right. All right. Take this 1015 here. Yes. Ooh. Ho, 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 ho. Well, I got some gobbledygook, but we're making progress here. Sure, yep, sure. So now I gotta figure out which the hell one of these. So you need an alt. Okay, now why don't they just get to the damn thing? This monochrome shit. Bubble jet models. It's not just a freaking PostScript driver, okay? Alright, dude. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna know this stuff. Print 21. I mean, come on, dude. Oh, you know, Apple's. Wait. PostScript, just fuck me. PS3, alright. So I gotta go in Windows to use that. There we go. Going to DOSBox. What the fuck is going on with that? There's a way to do this, but I keep digging around with. That's not what I want to do. I'm gonna do it over here, man. PCL, who knows what's going to happen. Oh, yeah. Baby, got your number. Alright, so that works. Alright, so how did I get that damn thing working? Basically, first of all, you gotta be able to tell where you can actually print from DOS-EMU. In this case, yeah. So the driver is basically, if you copy the contents from floppies into a virtual drive, I don't know, it's more or less learning how to get this here ends up in your home directory. Drive C ends up being the C drive. And I got basically got it installed here. Basically, if you put all the files in this directory as if you would in DOS, it'll work. So if you already had it installed on some hard disk, you can copy the files file by file, just put them in place, it'll work. So long as it'll boot up, you have to autoexec.bat, command.com working right. Just like it was DOS. Floppy drives don't exist anymore, but there will be archives at places where they have, this actually is one I owned a long time ago, but some people do have archive copies of WordPerfect on floppies, or if you have floppies yourself. I just happened to be lucky because I made a backup of my system a long time ago and copied everything and preserved it. If I had to do it from the installer files at this time, I would probably put the contents of each floppy in a different folder, and then I would make an A drive under drives here, maybe. Like, I would try that. When the first one was done, I'd have to basically rename the file and then do another, I don't know, there might be some documentation at DOS-EMU how to do the A drive. There may be a way to mount from DOS-EMU or access different folders on the fly, I'm not sure. You'd install it that way. Basically, there's another WordPerfect for Linux, and it's basically DOS kind. FreeDOS, as I understand, works just fine. I'll try 6.0, but last time I tried it, it crashed. idea what this is going to be. Font installer. All right. Didn't like it last time. I need to load up the con. And we're frozen. We're gonna call out escape. And we're done with that. Go back. So I'd probably do WP.com. So when it crashed like that, it thinks it's, what's this thing? Fuck, man, what am I gonna do? It died. What's it doing that for? is enough. So 6 I really didn't have to. Ooh. Because there is no A drive. Because it's not gonna work. Whatever. Dies. Well, I think I'm done.